Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 1290.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to talk about, is there a bright future ahead? And that's because many people are saying now that the stock market has been so successful this year that means it has to end. And I can't disagree more. I'm still extremely bullish and very excited about markets for next year. Even though we've had such a successful year this year with the S&P 500 being up over 24% year to date, the Dow being up over 13% year to date, and the NASDAQ being the big winner up over 44% year to date. Now, even though we've had a narrow market and the mega cap stocks have really outperformed, we are starting to see a broadening of the market, and that's a good sign. I think a lot of the mega cap companies are doing well because of AI, and they're getting most of the credit and most of the money for the next bubble, which is, I believe, artificial intelligence. This is something that all along the way, people are going to say it can't go any higher. It's got to be a bubble that pops. And yet we'll see it go on and on for a few more years, in my opinion. We've been through this before. This is very, very similar to the 1990s, where the bubble lasted for many years. Now, the sad thing is that there are many people who are still parked in cash. That's because they believe that the market has to go down, or that there's going to be some sort of a huge pullback that will allow them to get in cheaper. I don't agree with that either. I do believe that 2022 was the low for this entire decade. The second year of a decade cycle usually is the lowest performing year. So 2022, with the bear market that we had that year that was so awful, it goes right along with a typical 10-year cycle where the second year is the low for the decade. I believe that to be true. I also think that even though we had the FTX debacle, that's not a mark against crypto. I still believe crypto is going to handily outperform the stock market in such a huge way, it's really going to surprise people. And that's because it's a new technology. It's almost like investing in venture capital because you're investing in younger companies. And these new technologies are at nascent stages. And they're going to be able to grow very fast into very large companies in some cases. We've already seen that happen over the last decade, and that, believe it or not, is just scratching the surface. We are still in the first inning. So it's not too late to invest in crypto at all. In fact, now is a fabulous time to invest in crypto because we have seen a sharp pullback and prices have not yet rebounded like they did in the NASDAQ. Remember, FTX was really about one bad actor. He was the Bernie Madoff of cryptocurrency. And rather than implementing the whole entire cryptosphere, we should just be looking at what one criminal did to embezzle funds, to pay off people, and to hide his crimes. That's what Sam Bankman-Fried did. But it doesn't make all of crypto a bad investment. And in fact, we're seeing some of the compounding rates that we're seeing in crypto are just mind-boggling, in the thousands of percent. Now, not every crypto is going to perform that way, but we do have some spectacular rates of return happening, hundreds of percent in the last year and thousands of percent over the last several years. And that's just the beginning, in my opinion. And then we look at real estate. And I've been reporting to you that real estate was simply taking a pause with interest rates moving higher, and that interest rates would move lower into 2024 and 2025, causing a spectacular real estate market. And we're already starting to see that, with October being the best performing month in all of 2023 for real estate. So as interest rates decline, even before the Fed has cut rates, the bond market is taking interest rates lower. They've already dropped about 20%. And as that continues to happen, and the market anticipates the Fed cutting rates in 2024, which it now is anticipating 5 rate cuts by the Fed, 3 in the first half, 2 in the second half of 2024, and more in 2025, we're going to see this tight real estate market of low inventory get multiple bids again, see prices rise faster, and all the craziness that we had a couple of years ago is going to come back into the real estate market, in my opinion. You can't have a real estate crash when you have low inventory. Right here in the Palm Springs area where I live, we have 1,000 listings below normal. So we're missing 1,000 listings that we would normally have on average at this time of year. With less inventory, it's going to be more competitive. The people that want to buy are going to have to pay cash or bid up the price. And I believe the next couple of years are going to be a very hot real estate market, as everyone who is interested in buying is going to jump in and buy when rates are lower. Then, if inflation comes back and we have rates rising again in a few years, that's where everyone's going to decide to sell, because they know rising interest rates is going to dramatically slow the real estate market, because we just went through that. So my reminder for you is you can't look in the rearview mirror. Many people are looking back at the bear market in 2022 and still worried about the market going down again. Other people are seeing the rebound in 2023 and are worried that the market has to pull back because the market's come up so much. But in my opinion, we are in the middle of the quantum age, which is a technological boom and a repeat of not only the 1990s, but also the 1920s, which means we're going to have strong equity markets, strong real estate markets, lower interest rates, and new technology in the digital asset space that is going to compound at some very, very high rates. That's going to create a lot of wealth for a lot of people who are positioned properly. So the way I see it, it's a very bright future ahead in 2024. If you haven't yet subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified as soon as new podcasts are available. And all of my podcasts are on my website at lindapjones.com/podcasts. And while you're there, sign up for my weekly newsletter for my wealth tips for your financial freedom. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.